The Carolina Panthers at a high level have made informal inquiries regarding Patriots head coach Bill Belichick and its head coaching vacancy. Additionally, I'm told there's been a desire in the Falcons building to at least determine if Belichick would be a good fit. When I asked a source within the hour what's the latest vibe in the Patriots building so far, they said, quote, everything is status quo. As of now.
Lunchtime, Monday.
Yeah? You think that's what the focus is right now?
I think we'll be here. I think we'll be here by Wednesday. I think we'll be here at the same positioning Wednesday. Oh, by the way, both Detroit coordinators, Aaron Glenn and Ben Johnson, have been requested for head coach interviews by the Commanders. So people are already reaching out to potential candidates for head coaching spots.
I think Aaron Glenn would make a good head coach. You know him. What do you think?
I think he learned how to play the position really well. Hung in there at the beginning with the Lions when things weren't great. And people were sort of chuckling at it and stuck it out and ended up being one of the better defensive coordinators in the league. I think he's damn good.
I think he's the type of guy who could make a better head coach than coordinator.
Yeah.
In terms of personality.
He's not a goofball. He's he's D'Amico Ryans type. Yeah.
But a guy who I think is well-liked, isn't he? Okay. I think that's probably why he didn't get fired last year when that defense was struggling.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well-liked guy.
Because he's a really well-liked guy. Also, Josina Anderson, league source to me just now on whether they feel Titans head coach Mike Vrabel continues with the organization amid questions about whether everyone's on the same page and direction of the future. They said, in their opinion right now, I'd call it 50-50. 50-50 shot that Mike Vrabel goes back to Tennessee. That follows an earlier report that if he is not in Tennessee, Mike Vrabel would be interested in returning to New England.
Isn't that the street the movie theater is on?
Oh, come on now, T-Bone. Let's not do that to him. He might be interviewing for the job next week.
Movie theater.
Now, that follows a report back in November. Ben Volen, that the Patriots would be interested in Mike Vrabel if he were to be available. And Tim McKone is shaking his head over there, saying, no, no, no.
I hate that move.
Why?
You're hiring Bill Belichick. You're hiring a defensive head coach whose offense hasn't figured it out, who's struggled. They haven't figured out the quarterback position. They've taken step backs on offense. You're trying to fix the offense, right? You're bringing in Bill Belichick. At that point, don't just keep Belichick.
Then why are you in a Mayo? So if you're out of Vrabel, you should be out on Mayo.
Yes,
okay.
I am.
All right, he's consistent.
That he is.
And here we are, noon on Monday.
And you think by Wednesday nothing's happened?
Well, I anticipate nothing happening by Wednesday.
All right, percentages now. Let's re-up the percentages. Percentage that Bill Belichick gets fired.
I'm going 50-50.
Oh, my. You are all over the map.
Yeah, well, days change. Things happen.
Well, I'm playing this like an odds maker, and based on what happened today with his public comment about willing to hand over everything, I'm gonna downgrade him to 95% chance he gets fired.
Whoa.
Yeah.
95.8.
Yep. 95.8 instead of 98.5.
95.8 the sports.
I'm going to go to, it's only a 95.8% chance he gets canned now.
94.
Thank you, McKone. Thank you.
It's happening.
McKone believes it's happening still. He believes it's the wrong move. He will be critical of the Patriots and its owner following the move because he will remain very consistent on this. I will be critical of the owner if he does not make the move. That's where I'm going after this. That's where this goes from here. Tim is in San Francisco today. Thanks for hanging on, Tim.
No worries. Hey, guy, Beetle, I think it was like around week 9, and even the conversation then was around like whether Bill should be fired in season or not. And you were talking, I think it was like with Burt Breer. You were emphatic that if there's one, you were talking about the end of the season or how does the Belichick era come to an end, and you were emphatic that there's one thing that Belichick never gives up, and it's his leverage. And I don't know how anyone can see this press conference today and not see it as him using his leverage by making it 1,000% clear that I'm under contract. This is calculated. Like it's a chess move on Bill's part that forces Kraft's hand. Because if we're being honest with ourselves, over 20 years of Bill's career, has he ever given us any indication that he's willing to give up his power? This is the end of the era, and you called it mid-season that the way it's going to end would be with Bill using his leverage. I think all things can be true. Like, it's time to move on. But this was, Bill's departure is going to be the most Bill departure ever.
That's why I take the trade ability out of it.
He never gives up the leverage, ever. And in fact, he tried to create more of it this morning when he said, yeah, no, I'll give up whatever's in the best interest of the team. He knows that Robert cares how this looks.
Yes.
And he just declared, I'm not going to be an active participant in my firing. In fact, I'm going to force you to do something you don't want to do.
In fact,
which is look bad.
I'm ready to work. I'm ready to come back, work, and do what I have to do to help the team.
And by the way, he only looks bad to the yahoos that don't think there's anybody else who could ever coach the Patriots ever. That's the only group he looks bad to. He's not going to look bad to the people that believe in rational expectations for an NFL team to have success. He's not going to look bad to me. I think Robert Kraft's going to look great. In fact, I'm sort of interested in how difficult Bill makes it on him. And if he just responds appropriately, saying, well, thought we could be nice about this, but I guess not. You're fired. I would applaud Robert for just having the stones to do that and deciding that he's seen enough and that he wants his team to be a lot better. He doesn't think 4-13 is acceptable. He doesn't think a roster being this bad is acceptable. And that in, like everything else, someone pays a price. Lack of success, failures, someone's held responsible. That's life. That's business. That's everything. Even if you were the greatest head coach of all time. It's not a Supreme Court appointment. You do not get a job for life. Robert is not being disloyal to Bill in any way by saying it's time for us to go in a different direction. Doesn't mean he can't be friendly with him. Doesn't mean any of those things. Just means that he feels it's in his best interest to go in a different direction.
I do wonder if this happens faster now because of this morning, right? Like, rather than, hey, let's craft this mutual parting of ways statement. Let's wait a couple of days, let this thing breathe. You kind of throw down the gauntlet like Belichick did this morning, do the crafts like you said, just say, all right, you know what? Then we're done. This is it. Just rip the Band-Aid off.
Do I think it happens? No. I don't think.
You still think they're going to let this thing breathe a little bit?
I think they're going to let it drag out here for at least 48 hours. Yeah. 48 hours from, yesterday. So at least until Tuesday. Tuesday night. You might get, what are you smiling about
Nothing.
over there? Your phone's blinking. It's blowing up. It's beeping. What do you got going on over there?
Nothing. Status quo.
Status quo. You
Status quo.
co-sign the Josina Anderson report that things are status quo.
Status quo.
Early in the day. We just hit noon.
Well, lunch is already starting to fade here. Like, if you
What do you
get
mean
the
starting to
grill-
fade?
I mean, last time we checked in, it was like 10:28. Like, hey, do you start ordering Panera?
What time are the meetings with the players done?
They could last all day.
Okay, well, then that's why they haven't gotten upstairs yet and gotten everybody in the room.
Yeah.
Everyone has their checkout. What do you call them? The wrap-up meetings today?
Wrap-up.
Exit interviews?
Exit interviews. Sign off. Yep. Get your Super Bowl tickets. Let's go. Yep. Give me my 2. Right now. Lower level. Come on.